we have a service that can actually change people's lives. When you have something that is that good that you're selling, it should sell itself. Everybody will think you're a genius when you've got $30, $40, $50,000 a month coming in. When I think about the potential out there, how much laundry is out there to go get and do, at the end of the day, it's like a blessing to be in this business because it's just fun.
Welcome to State of the Laundry Industry with Laundromat, episode 24, creating a system for exponential growth in laundry, pickup, and delivery. Starring Nick Bernaiche with Clean and Green. You guys are like such a huge success, and I think a big part of that is you're doing such a good job on the retention side as well, just doing a quality job. But on the pickup and delivery, so you're doing well, but it is right about the same amount for, I'd say, the first year. And then 2021 just went off the hook. And I'm not talking about like twice as much. It looks like it's about, like 5 times as much. I mean, it's just going up and up and up, and it's still on an upward trajectory.
That is a factor of a few things. It's 2021, we really started pushing into it, with the pandemic. I thought we were going to need to have another revenue stream just to kind of pad things out while we went through that rough period. Even 2020, we were kind of like going slow with it because we were only doing Mondays and Thursdays. And I remember I was kind of working with you to improve a few things. You told me you got to start doing it 5 days a week, at least Monday through Friday. And ever since we did that, customers have a lot more choice, and we're just getting a lot more people just trying it out. We widened the radius to the surrounding 8 towns, and we made it 5 days a week. So it's a lot more convenient for a customer to kind of pick and choose what they want. Basically, a year of that has led to the numbers that we're now doing. So now we're starting to get into a groove, and hopefully those numbers keep going in the right direction.
We found kind of across the board is the rate of growth stays consistent. Mm-hmm. The difference is now you have your base. So
exactly.
We had a client over in Los Angeles, and he goes, "This is great. Things keep going up and up. But when does that end?" And it's like, well, it hasn't really ended yet. We still keep growing. And then your wash and fold revenue, I'm showing that right over here. In some cases, 2021 is double or nearly double what it was just 1 year ago, which is so crazy and you were doing phenomenal. You're like, if here's like the average, you're up here, and now it's even higher.
I'm trying to get towards super suds level. That's ever since I saw your guys' operation, I got envious.
I love the growth, and you're growing way faster than we did because, we started in 2010.
For the first 5 years, maybe we were doing 5,000 a month, barely scratching to that 10,000 a month mark.
Right.
We started getting a lot better about our processes and making sure that each customer was happy with what they were getting back, retention, and then just you guys getting our website and SEO to the point where, if someone searches, they're finding our website. Even if they look at a couple other ones, they're on ours too, because it's in, that top 3 ranking. So I think all those factors have contributed to where we are now, where it's kind of like, what's that growth chart, the hockey stick growth chart?
Yeah, we had that too, where it was kind of flat, and then it's kind of incrementally. And when it's incrementally going up, it's like 10 or 20%. We were happy. Wow, business is up 10, 20%. And then that hockey stick slope kicked in. It's like, wow, hold on. Yeah. And it's really about getting all the ducks in a row. And you also have to have that system in place as well to manage that business, or else it's, all for naught.
Yeah, you got to have that. You have to have a vision for what it's going to be, and then think to yourself, what would happen if there was double the amount of work in the store right now, and how would I handle that? And then start planning for that inevitability, because if you're doing the work well and you're in a good enough market to where there's enough people that want the service, that work is going to come. So it just literally is consistency and persistence day in and day out.
Kind of like when you walk into different laundromats, you could tell, does this one have love? Or I think Brian Gell, he coined the term zombie laundromat, which everybody just knows immediately what that means. And
I love those laundromats. I love those laundromats because I get everybody who comes from those, they then come to our store, and it's night and day. You want those to exist.
Exactly.
It gives people a true understanding of the hard work that you are putting in to make their experience better.
Perfectly said. Like, people make decisions based on comparisons. And then the same thing is true with pickup and delivery. I've seen some people hesitate because they go, oh, it's people are already doing it. There are these big companies out there already doing it. They know more than I do. The customers know the ones that take pride in it versus the ones that don't. And when there's competition, in a way, they are growing the market because they could be spending money advertising. People are like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing. And then when they try them and they're like, oh, it could be better. And then they give you a call. And then once they're with you, they don't have a reason to leave.
Exactly. That's why I don't spend too much on marketing either. I let the competitors do that. And then when their product isn't good enough, then they try our service and then they stick with us. So this past year has been crazy. The pandemic has just been really crazy for us. It almost like helped us in a way. It made us like really hone in, make sure that we were putting out good quality. And that's it's kind of like a two-prong thing. Like I feel like you guys with what you provide in terms of the SEO and point of sale to make everything run smoothly is like the first step. And then the other critical component is just making sure that the quality of the work is there. And that's kind of what our challenge is now. It's like we did those numbers with the same amount of people.
Wow.
Because we improved efficiency and we hired better people who actually are tuning in and like working when they're at work.
Oh, this is going to be great. This is
instead of like hiring 3 people who aren't doing much when they're there and not really paying attention to that. We got because we didn't want to increase our payroll a ton because we didn't know how things were going with the pandemic.
Yeah. Right.
So we just kind of tightened our belts with the people we had and, brought new people in and got rid of people who weren't working. That's where all my focus is going. It's just on building up the team. It's the most critical part of it all. Like you guys get us the, prospective customer, but then it all comes down to how those clothes are handled and packed and brought back to them. And when they open it up and they think, wow, this is a great service. This is actually helping me. Or they open the bag and it's not folded well, or it's not packed well. And it's a hassle for them to deal with. That customer is probably not going to want to spend $50 to $80, $100 when you go pick up a family stuff. And that's what the bill is. We've had all that growth with zero marketing.
So how are people finding you?
Well, they find us through the organic search, like curbside. Your SEO is still working well for us. I test it all the time when I'm in different towns and I go in the incognito and I search the different keywords, and we're still coming up in that 1 or 2 spot, which is, that's huge.
You're implementing all these systems in place to keep the customers once they come on board. I've seen a lot of people, they're looking at different software solutions, and it's like, oh, this tech versus that tech. And I think what you've kind of illustrated in a way is it's the whole picture. It's not just one piece of the puzzle. I feel almost like sometimes people make a decision on a car based on the cup holder. The way they're measuring their decision is based on the wrong thing, not looking at the whole car, the whole solution.
If you don't have a system, then you don't even want to bring in customers because you're not going to keep them. It's like going to a restaurant that just opened and it's terrible. You're probably never going to go back. And then you're going to tell all your friends that it wasn't good, which is going to be just a death knell.
At our laundromat, before we had software in place, we had customers who had to find their own laundry in the back room, and orders were getting mixed up. And we realized if we wanted to keep the customers we have, kind of the same issue that you're talking about, we needed a system in place. And we didn't call it a point of sale to curbside software because that short sells it. It's kind of more like a business process management solution, kind of tracks it from beginning to end. And
well, that's why we went with you guys when we did, I think it was 3 years ago, and I came out and I saw your guys' place when I was thinking about different point of sale systems because I knew we were going to try to grow the wash and fold. That's why I ultimately chose you guys, because I could feel that you guys were in the business of trying to improve constantly. And that's basically what I'm always trying to do, is constantly improve. And I liked the fact that I can still text you something that I should definitely be calling the tech support for, and I'll still get an answer from you. Oh, this is this. Let me look into it, which, we're a local business and we're going to remain, a small family-owned local business. And that's why I like working with you guys, because it feels like I have a partner. Just those little things like that is why I would recommend curbside, because you guys are still the ones running it. You guys care about it. You care about the success of what we're doing on the ground. Well, that's why I went with you guys, because when I first came and was looking for a point of sale, we weren't doing big numbers. So thinking about a system where it was going to be a monthly cost and it wasn't something I could just buy and have was a little bit daunting. But then thinking about it as being a fixed cost and something that I can grow into, that's kind of the route that I took instead. Was I want the system that I can scale up to an unlimited amount. and basically never have to worry about switching because it's not built for X amount. That's kind of why I wound up with you guys as well, is the continual software updates and improvements, and then just the scalability. We only have one location. I haven't even gotten into the thought process of having multiple locations and using it at different stores.
We do have a really cool multi-store solution in the software where you could just push a button and you could see store 2, store 3. The driver could unload it at store 1 or store 2.
That's what we are, hoping to grow into in the next 5 years. Maybe 1, 2 more stores, and that's it.
Well, thanks again for being on the podcast. Really appreciate it. Tons of insight. I mean, I think you're a real inspiration because you took your business, you've grown it, you're helping retain your customers, and you can see a consistent pattern, just see the way you're engaging with people online, in your store, pickup and delivery, past customers, current customers. I mean, it's all about, I think, acknowledging and loving and taking care of your clients. And that's what you illustrate. And your revenue illustrates that too. So it's working. Thanks for tuning in to the State of the Laundry Industry. To learn more about the Curbside Laundry's point of sale and pickup and delivery solution, go to curbsidelaundries.com. Don't forget to click like or subscribe. Thanks again.